gotten everything that I have ever wanted because of manifestation. So let me teach you how to realistically do the same thing in 2025. Listen, I do personally believe in like the spiritual side of manifestation, but I also believe in the scientific side of it. So anyone who needs more of a logical explanation, my psychology degrees got you. Have you ever been in a certain social setting, say like school, and went about your day not noticing anyone or anything different? Then all of a sudden you meet somebody for the first time, and all of a sudden you see that person everywhere. They are behind you in the lunch line, they are in the back of your class. They walk the same route as you every single day. This, my friends, is the simple act of noticing. When you notice something or someone, you are, by definition, seeing them more. I promise this is gonna make sense in just a second. We can apply this to manifestation. When you are more cognizant of a certain mindset, whether that is positive or negative, you are more likely to align your thinking with either being more optimistic or more pessimistic, depending on what side you're kind of like viewing your life at. With a negative mindset, being stuck in traffic, which is objectively a very annoying thing, will just be very, very negative. You'll be very frustrated by the end of it. You'll just want to get home. But by recognizing this negative mindset and then making a conscious effort to notice the positive things about the situation, you'll just be much happier. I'm stuck in traffic. I have more time to listen to my music or my audiobook. I can notice how pretty the sunset looks. I have a little bit more time to decompress after work that I might not have had before. I'm not trying to be like toxic positivity either. There are some situations that are bad, and I'm not gonna like act like they're not. You know, I'm not talking about those big life things. I'm just talking about the little everyday mundane things that we either think are boring or an annoyance. If you switch your mindset to have more of an optimistic lookout on life, this is gonna be our step one to manifesting, and I will get into why in just a second. When we manifest, we're always thinking about like this big goal, right? And when we don't get that big giant goal right away, we get discouraged and we feel like, oh, this is never gonna happen, oh, blah, 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 blah. That's not true, because the everyday mundane things are the things that will lead up to that goal, which is why you have to start seeing the positive things in them and start switching over to a positive mindset, because you are going to notice your manifestation coming towards you much quicker, and that is gonna just keep you from getting discouraged, and also you are probably gonna manifest quicker. That's like all the pre-work we have to do. Now let's get into like the actual step two. So let's get specific and talk about actually manifesting for 2025. Of course, I'm using it as for 2025, but you can apply that whenever you watch it. Once we have switched to a positive mindset by simply noticing the good in things, step two is to actually reflect and create goals. I know this sounds obvious, but I feel like so often people's vision boards don't come true because they're just finding random pictures on Pinterest that like look aesthetically pleasing and slapping them together thinking, oh, I guess I kind of want that. But there's no actual intention behind them wanting these things. Your intention is your motivation to keep going. I, once again, totally believe in the spiritual side of manifestation. We do need to work towards our goals. Part of manifesting is knowing that we have to work towards the journey we're going on. Even the idea of like manifesting winning the lottery, you still have to put your name into the lottery. By reflecting on the past year, 2024, and then creating new goals for 2025, you are more accurately setting an intention so that your subconscious mind is now noticing the progress you are making towards that intention, towards that big goal. Do you see where I was going with like the noticing thing? Because of our subconscious mind noticing that progress on like a continual loop, you are way more likely to actually achieve the goal and have the goal come to fruition, because you're more likely to want to achieve the goal and put in the work you need to do to achieve that goal. We basically want to train our mind to make the decisions that will lead us to our manifestation. So without further ado, let's reflect on my 2024 vision board. We can see what I actually accomplished this year before we set new goals for 2025. So I have my 2024 vision board here, and we are going to compare to see everything that kind of came true from this vision board. First one we have is our New York trip. This is in the works. I am currently planning this, and then same with like moving. I put like moving on here, but I decided not to move out this last year. At the beginning of the last year, I was going to move out, and then I decided not to. So instead, I've just been like revamping my area to make it feel more me. That is a series coming on this channel. I am doing a little room redo series starting in the new year. I think it's honestly might be the next video out after this one. This is coming to fruition in a way that is different than I thought. lot, but still good. And that's like the fun part about manifestation is like you can't necessarily plan everything to a T, but you can plan it to where it still works out for you. And I think that is like so much fun. Here, it's just like reading with a glass of wine. I did this many a time. I actually went wine tasting for the first time this year, and I've been like 4 times since. So see with like sushi here, I feel like you can kind of tell with my vision board that there's some pictures where I'm kind of falling victim to like just slapping cute aesthetic pictures on without having any intention behind them. Because what do I mean when I say sushi time? Then our YouTube plaque, this once again, it's in the process. At the start of this year, I had no idea that this channel would exist. I do have a book channel, and that is at 10K right now, and we hit 10K, and I'm like still so proud of myself because at the beginning of the year I had like 3K. So there's been lots of growth, and that is in the process. I'm so determined. I'm so determined to get this. Here is like learning how to cook because I've been putting like more meals, and I have been cooking more. And then here I put this here because I wanted to take more pictures and get a camera, and I did both of those things. I wanted to get a camera, I did that. I did graduate college. I have been on Pinterest and planning a lot more this year. Then we have the 2 pictures of PR. I did receive some of my first PR packages this year, and I did have lots of rest in bed. I feel like this last year was like kind of like a year of rest for me, even though I did do big things like graduate college. But next year I'm ready for like some action. I just needed like some downtime, and now that I've gotten that, I'm like ready to like be out. I'm feeling super motivated to like be out and doing things. With the exception of New York moving and the YouTube, everything else on this vision board came true. And these things are in the process of coming true. Like I know they're going to. Do some journaling to reflect and then make our 2025 vision board. I actually already created my New Year's goals, and I went over them more in depth in my 2025 reset video. So if you want to see my goals and you want to see that after you're done watching this video, you can go ahead and click the link at the end so that you can see how I reset my life for 2025 and hear advice on how you should reset your life for 2025, what I just think works personally. So now it's time with my intention set to create my 2025 vision board. Look how beautiful she is, guys. Look how beautiful. I think this is my favorite vision board I've made yet. Like, I'm not even gonna like front with y'all. This is my favorite one so far. I just feel like every picture here is just so me. It's so me. Now that we have a vision board that reflects our goals to help us continue to visualize them and notice our manifestations coming true, it's time to get specific on what you want. We are going to create an online life binder. So I got this term from Queen Fernanda Ramirez, and I loved the concept last year, so I knew I wanted to do something similar in 2025. I'm more of an online girly. I will say I do think I'm going to be like printing my vision board out and doing like an actual board. So if I do that, I will have it like in a vlog or something on this channel. But for the most part, I like doing all my things on my Notion. Like my entire life is on here because I just know that I'm gonna continue to check this every single day. So you could do a physical one or an online one. I did online. So I'm still creating this, but basically what it is, it's like a giant vision board, but in the form of like a binder with smaller sections for each one of your specific manifestations. So for example, we'll talk about my social media career one. So I'll start with an example of what you can put in your life binder, and I'm actually gonna use my career section for this one. So I'm not gonna tell you all of my manifestations, but I will share this like little tidbit with you here. So we're gonna start with our goals. Remember, we're gonna have to reflect back on those 2025 goals or even like life goals depending on when you're watching this video. And then we can start creating like the manifestations based off of those things. So if we go back to 2 goals I've previously written down in my 2025 goals, will be hit at least 20,000 subscribers on the lifestyle channel, that's this channel, and also hit at least 50,000 subscribers on the book channel. The first like big life change that I really want to like welcome in is gonna be content creation is my main source of income. Hey, if you want to help me reach this manifestation, you should subscribe right now. I know this kind of sounds like it's worded weird, and I'll get into that in a second, but first let's focus on what I just did. And I thought, what do I actually want out of these goals. And that's how I created my manifestation. So this is how we're going to create manifestations that have like intention behind them. I want to be able to use content creation as my main source of income because this is like what I'm passionate about. Like this is something that is so fun for me. So by turning it into like my main source of income, I'm able to create more and produce more. You see like the specific intention behind that manifestation? That is what is important because that at the end of the day is going to be what your subconscious mind focuses on to keep you going and what the universe will bring to you. Like you have to get specific. Now back to the reason I worded it that way. I personally believe in faking it till you make it, okay? I'm trying to almost, I guess you could say, like trick my subconscious mind into thinking this thing is already mine. If you can really trick your subconscious mind into believing you already have the thing that you desire. Ready for this? Ready how I'm gonna tie everything back in here? You are going to start noticing these small things in life that are going to continue to reaffirm your desire and belief come into existence. Meaning you are going to be subconsciously just making choices that reflect what you want and reflect the desire that you're ultimately going to get. And suddenly, because you've started noticing these things and you have put in the work and your decisions are leading you to this desire, it's gonna be yours. I'm gonna finish writing down all of my manifestations for the new year specifically. Like I said, I'm not gonna tell you them now, but at the end of this year, I will do an update and I will tell you guys how many actually came true and how many I just need to move to the next year. But I have a feeling that for you and for me, we're gonna get everything we want in 2025, besties. That's what this channel is about. It's all good energy here. So thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and stick around, especially so that you can get more manifestation tips later on, more wellness content, more lifestyle, more vlogs, and so you can see if my manifestations actually come true. If you're still watching, comment down below the matcha tea emoji so I know who the real ones are. All of my socials are linked down below, including my booktube in case you like reading, if you're a reader, and make sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Okay, with that, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!